So episode 6 of Classroom Elite came out today, and I would argue this is probably the best episode so far of the whole season. The animation was good. They literally gave us a lot of like interesting stuff. The race was good, even though I feel a certain type of way about the race, and we'll get into that in a little bit. And the stuff that happens at the end between Horikita, Kushida, and Ryuen, especially when it came to Kushida, when it came to like her, like when she changes to her dark side and stuff like that. But overall, pretty good episode. But let's get into some of the stuff, because I got a few things I want to talk about. So first thing that happens in the episode is we see Horikita talking to Pseudo, and she's trying to like get him to like join her, and then eventually they're gonna have some heart to heart. That was interesting, because I mean, if you read the light novels, you know like how he eventually just becomes like under her, and that's kind of like her servant in a way. Not really servant like that, just somebody she can go to and just work with, and like will always follow her orders type of shit, whatever. So that happens, and while that's happening, we have ayanokoji like literally talking to Kushida like, yo, I know you're the traitor, and she's trying to like play it off like, yeah, I'm not the traitor, and then eventually she's gonna talk about like, oh yeah, I'm adding you to my list to who I'm trying to get out of this school. But I mean, I wonder how that's going. I mean, we are on 7 volumes of year 2, just saying, so I wonder how that's going for her. But I was just thinking that because I remember reading that like in the light novel, and I was like, dog, you ain't getting this nigga out. I was like, you're not getting this nigga out. I was like, dog, this series is his series, dog. Your ass will get put out before he gets put out, whatever. But still, I digress. But yeah, that happens. It's a little interesting, and then we get to the race, and the race. So like I had people hit me up on like TikTok talking about like, oh, this episode was crazy, all this other stuff. Now that race, it was okay, but it could have been better. But the one thing I hate is like, why did they skip like the finale of the race? Like, dog, I wanted to see the very end of the race, them at the finish line. I wanted to see them talk a little bit, just see a little bit of like extra stuff they could have done, but no, they had to skip the end of the race. It was cool seeing them race a little bit, even though majority of the race was like literally showing their faces or just showing the track and not showing them run, even part of that. But I just felt like they could at least let us see them finish at the finish line. I feel like that would have been like the best thing they could have done, but sadly we did not get it. We just skip until the very end, and they're in the classroom looking at like the rankings and all that, and I'm like, dog, come on, why did y'all not give us the race? I understand it's because they wanted to cram like the very end, like the Kushida stuff with Horikita, and then like Ryuen finding out that there's somebody else pulling the strings for Horikita, because like he gets exposed for like his plan or whatever through that email. So yeah, I know they were trying to cram that in this episode, and that's why. But it's like, dog, why couldn't you show us the end of the race? I do not care about the scores. I wanted to see the end of the race, just see them at the finish line and see all the faces of other people that are, you know, like when you get to that finish line. But sadly we did not get it, which sucks, but it's understandable. They wanted us to get to that very end, and I mean that very end was like interesting. It was very interesting, because I mean you see like Horikita like, oh yeah, I remember you from middle school type of thing, because she did like turns all dark, and then you see her face look ugly as fuck. Her face did look ugly, but it's understandable, because like they're trying to make it look more creepy, because you know she has her darker side, and that's why they're making the face look all ugly and creepy. This is the one time where I'm like, okay, I was like, I understand why they animated her face that way, because they're trying to make her look more creepy and stuff like that or whatever. But we are basically done with this arc, unless they're going to do something where it shows ayanokoji like explain like how he sent that thing to Ryuen and how all that happened. But I doubt they're going to really go into detail for that, because I'm pretty sure we're just going to straight up start the next arc, which is volume, I'm pretty sure, what is it, light novel 6, and that one's like the one when we get the ayanokoji group. So that should be coming soon, and that should probably be another 3 episodes ish, and that'll give us up to episode 9, and then we'll have 4 episodes for the final arc, which would be volume 7, unless they do 7.5 as the final thing this season. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing exactly. We have to see, but yeah, we should be on to this next arc. The next arc, I'm not gonna lie, is like nothing really important if I remember right. I don't think nothing crazy happens. There's like maybe 1 or 2 things with ayanokoji, like background type of shit, but I'm pretty sure it's just them straight up doing like this paper test where like they have to team up with somebody to like go on this test or whatever, and like their scores combined have to be like over 500 or something like that for them to pass. So I'm pretty sure that's what the next arc's gonna be. It's not gonna be nothing crazy besides just ayanokoji getting a little friend group, plus like little sprinkles of like other little things that I don't want to go into in spoiler. But next arc should be coming next episode. I'm pretty sure they might have like, they'll probably have something at the beginning of the episode that I finish off this arc that literally finished this episode. They probably just had like a little sprinkle or something, because you know that's what they did with the other arc. They had it at the beginning of the episode, and they went to the next arc. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. But yeah, this is probably the best episode so far. I mean, we'll see what happens the rest of this series. I know majority of fans, I guess, are saying, you know, they feel this, of course, it's a mediocre, you know, adaptation because of like the way they're adapting this, because instead of doing a full 24 episodes, which I feel like would have been better, because then they could have like, you know, fleshed out stuff, or at least not crammed this many light novels into this season. But I mean, they're not going to show everything, because I mean light novels most of the time don't get adapted well unless it's a certain series. Like if it's an action series, yeah, it's going to get adapted well, but something like Classroom Elite kind of didn't. I mean, season 1 rushed, but season 2 is going by ×2 speed. This was a decent episode. There's only like one more episode that's going to top this. That's going to be the rooftop scene, as long as they do it right. As long as they don't cut no shit and they do it right. And I mean, like, dog, I want to see the whole fight. I want to see everything. I don't want no cuts like they kind of did with this race, since we did not get to see the finish. I wanted to see that damn finish of that race, but that rooftop scene, they better not cut shit. All the animation better get poured into that episode. I can care less about all these other ones that they have been, you know, BSing with animation on, but that one better be peak animation. Still, like I said, Classroom Elite's not the best thing of this season. Like, it's not. There's other stuff that have literally been doing way better than what this has. But let me know, what are your thoughts on this episode? Let me know how you feel about it. If you've not seen it, go watch it. Like I said, this is one of the probably better episodes we had so far. It's probably the best in my opinion, because all the other episodes have all had problems, or they didn't really live up to the hype. Like when it came to the K and ayanokoji scene under the ship, that one didn't really live up to the hype in my opinion, because it wasn't really that good of a scene, because of the way they animated stuff and the way they didn't really do it the right way in my opinion. But this one wasn't that bad, even though I wish the race would have been longer, but we got what we got and it was okay. There's some cool animation at certain scenes and all that. But let me know how you felt about this episode. If you've not seen it, like I said, go watch it. But if you're new, why not subscribe if you enjoy the video? Why not like? If you do, you could dislike, subscribe if you enjoy it. But yeah, can't wait to see next episode. Like I said, they should be starting the next arc. Like I said, there might be something at the beginning, like a little thing to just finish off this arc, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be starting the next arc. And like I said, it's not going to be nothing crazy, because Light Novel 6 wasn't nothing crazy. It's like one of the shorter, it's one of the, like the smaller light novels, TVH if I remember right. It's one of the more like thinner light novels compared to other ones, but we'll see. Next episode should be decent. Like I said, the Kushida stuff, like I said, was probably the best thing of the whole episode, especially like towards the end when you see her with her crazy ugly face, and that was kind of lit. And then like you see Ryuen feeling all confident, and then you see he get hit with ayanokoji. He's like, oh, somebody's pulling the strings. So now Ryuen, you know, he's feeling some type of way, like, oh, I need to go find out like who this person is. Yeah, I can't wait till they cover the stuff in volume 7, because volume 7 is like literally one of the best volumes in year 1. It's one of the best ones. I say out of the first 7, it's the best one, and then we get other stuff as we go down. But pretty decent episode. I can't wait for episode 6, because I just want to see how they're going to cover the next arc though. But and also for everybody, I want to know, like, how are you feeling about this season? Because I've seen a lot of different mixed reviews, like on everything I've talked about. Like even on some of my videos, I see people that either like it, they love it. I've read it, I've looked at the Reddit and other type of stuff, forums of like people that like Classroom Elite, because I'm just trying to fill out how people feel about it, because I'm just curious. And also, I'll say this, just know at the end of this season I will be making a video, and if you want to join my Discord, I might have some of y'all in the video and we can all discuss it, because I really want to discuss this season, because this season is interesting, because like it's one of the ones where like you can tell that it's going by ×2 speed. But I want to know from like somebody that doesn't know anything about like the light novels, like how are you feeling about this season? I'm really curious though, because it's one of them ones. It's interesting what they're doing. Like I said, in my opinion, this could have been covered way better if they gave us more episodes, or they did not cram a certain amount of light novels into this season. But hey, that's what they do with light novels though. But let me know, how are you feeling about this season? Either if you're anime only or if you've read the light novels, let me know how you feel about it. Are you just happy to see certain stuff animated? Yeah, I know they skipped stuff out, because trust me, there's the whole like Harada, wherever his name is, I forgot exactly what his name is. What's his name, like Yusuke or something like that, Yosuke, but the one, you know, blonde dude, whatever. There's him. There's like they literally skipped his backstory, and like his backstory like becomes very important like for like season 3. But just let me know how y'all feeling about this, because I'm curious how people are feeling about this season so far, because we're literally at the halfway point now. But I'm just curious though. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next video though. Bye.